Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's the third Friday of the month, so that means it's time for another sketch challenge. I'm collaborating with some members of Erin Jacobson's team. She's my upline, and we are going through the sketchbook Close My Heart's Volume 6, and this week, we're working on sketch number 15. So I'm going to create a layout using the Marbled Elegance DSP. And these are the pictures that I'm going to scrapbook. It's from a girls' day out. A few weeks ago, I went with some friends to the brownpalace in Denver for Haight. So it was a fun day to get a little bit dressed up and go out with the girls. And this photo is a clock at the front desk that says the Brownpalace Hotel Denver. It's Denver's oldest hotel, so it has a lot of history, and lots of presidents and dignitaries have visited there. So it was a fun day, and I want to scrapbook it. So I'm going to start with a base of black. I think black pops really nicely with this marble paper. This paper is really pretty, and I want to show how you can scrapbook with it and not use a Valentine theme. So I like all the reds and the pinks in this with the pops of gold. Then they have one that's swirls of pinks and then lighter colors of pinks. And some have splatters of gold foiling and some have sponging of gold foiling. So I'm just going through the whole collection here and looking at the fronts and the backs and kind of deciding which pattern I want to use as my focal pattern. Okay, so we're going to try this. I'm not sure it's going to work. And I'm going to lay out my pictures according to the patterns. We've got three 4x4s and then also three 3x4s, and one of the 3x4s I split so that I could get an extra picture in there. So let's go ahead and lay everything out and just kind of look at what they look like. I wanted to pull the red because I was wearing that red sweater and a red skirt, so I'm going to focus on that and then accent with black. So I'm going to lay things out. I've cut mats in black for all of my photos, so we'll go ahead and slip those under. It's kind of busy, so the photos are really busy, and the background is kind of busy, so that's kind of bothering me a bit. We're going to let it sit there for a minute. We'll just look at it. So off camera, I have cut, I went to my Cricut and I cut this image. It says time for tea. And I've cut two layers and glued them together, so it's a little stronger because it's a pretty delicate cut. And I just went to Cricut Access and just plugged in time for tea, and I found that. And I've cut letters from the mini alphabet dies to spell fancy, because it was a fancy day, right? Okay, so I wasn't liking the marble background, so let's change it up. I've popped in two 12x12 pieces of real red, and I like the way that pops, and it pulls out the red in my sweater and my skirt. So I'm going to use this marbled piece. Instead of a background, I'm going to use it as those large pieces in the pattern. So you'll see pops of it at the top and the bottom, and then it will be a base for my photos as well, but not quite as much. So we'll go ahead and cut those according to the pattern, and we'll lay those out and just see what everything looks like. I love this marble paper, but too much is too much. Too much is too much, right? So, okay, so it's going to lay like that. And then now I need to choose some papers, some patterns for the strips that will go on either side of that block. Okay, so I need 4 different patterns. So I'm looking at what I have here. I like that rose paper, and it pops nicely off of the real red. So I think I'm going to use that. And then I'll bring in a lighter color. I like this lighter pink swirl. That one's kind of too close to the red one. I like that. And then this is ballerina. I'm going to use the light side, and I'm going to do some treatment to that. I'll tell you about that in a second. So we'll find our 4th pattern. I think I need some more red. So I'm going to bring in this one that has gold splatters. So I need a total of 4. There's 5 strips on either side, but it uses that rose pattern that's at the top. It uses that twice, so it's at the top and the bottom. Okay, so for that ballerina paper, I'm going to emboss it. So this is the eyelet embossing folder. So I'll cut those and I'll emboss them. All right, so I've cut all of my little strips according to the pattern. The longer ones are on the left panel and the shorter ones are on the right, and the center ones are all cut at 2 inches tall. And we'll just go ahead and lay everything out. And we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so we'll get our pictures laid out. And I like the way the Time for Tea looks just on the plain red background. It's easier to see and read. And we'll go ahead and lay our photos out. So we have photos. There was that balloon thing at the opening to the tea room, and all of us in the front of the hotel, and then photos of us having tea. And little sandwiches and macaroons and other fun little things, along with tea, of course. Okay, so I've got everything laid out. I think I like that. That's the basic layout. And I want something to go behind those little teacups. So I'm pulling a little scrap of this marble paper. I think I like that. So I'm going to do some paper piecing and do that off camera and just layer that. Okay, so this is decorative tags, and off camera I've cut several different colors, and then also I cut the large one and I did my journaling on that tag. So that's all done. So I just talked about going with my friends Brenda and Jenny and Sharon, and we had a fun day. Okay, so I've got a couple more. Some are in flamingo and the darker side of ballerina and black. So I just kind of pulled a variety of tags. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to want to use yet. And this is some Scarlet glitter paper. So I've cut it at 3/4 of an inch, and then I've dovetailed each end so I can make it look like there's a banner running all the way through. And I didn't like the way the lighter color banner worked, so I went back to my stash. And this is black ore paper, and it's black, but it's a little bit sparkly. And I pulled my So Swirly embossing folder, and that kind of mimics the swirls on the paper. So I'm gonna swap that lighter banner out for a black one. And I think that pops better. It makes the glitter paper pop as well. So we'll go ahead and dovetail that other end. Just snip vertically in the center and then take each corner to meet that snip. And then we'll add that one. I think I like that. Okay, this is a set called Ooh La La Macaroon, and it has a little it's got a stamp in there that says "Life is sweeter with friends" and macarons, and so I'm going to stamp that out on the tag, and that's going to go on one side, sort of a subtitle. And the macarons, I'm going to stamp them on some more of this marbled paper, and it has a coordinating die, so I'll stamp it twice in black. And then I'll die cut it off camera, and I'll also color it in. I decided it needed a little extra color, so I colored with some alcohol markers in various colors of pink. And this is some, what is it? Gold twisted thread. So I have to finish those tags off. So I'm going to add some gold thread. And then off camera, I'm just going to glue everything down. Okay, so I have most everything glued down here. And I've layered that tag, and that will go on the right side under my journaling tag. And I've added bows of that gold twisted thread. So go ahead and finish that side up. And then we'll go ahead and place the word fancy. So in my journaling, I wrote the last words in my journaling said so fancy. And since I had the word fancy and I wanted it to kind of cover that block, I just took a small scrap of ballerina and covered up the word so fancy that I had journaled. And you'll see the little fix in close-up shots, but I think it works. So we'll go ahead and add my little stack of macaroons, and my life is sweeter tag on the left side. We'll get them layered in. Now there's a lot going on in the pictures and in the layout itself, so I'm not going to add too much more. I want to keep it clean, but I want to add a little bit of bling. These are the Riverside Irregular Pearls, and it's supposed to go with the Utterly Adorable suite, but these pearls here, they're pearl colored, white, and kind of iridescent, and they're just so cool. So I want to use them on this layout. I'm going to scatter a whole bunch of them around. And then off camera, I've added some of the Festive pearls in red as well. They're smaller than these pearls. And then we'll call it done. So I'm going to bring these a little closer to the camera. I will have still shots on my Facebook page. The URL is at the bottom of your screen, and hop on over there. You can give a follow. There's also a link in the description below, and you'll be able to see some closer shots. Make sure you check out all the other creators from Erin Jacobson's team and see what they have done using pattern number 15 from Close My Heart's Volume 6, Make It From the Heart book. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I'd sure appreciate it. And hit the bell as well, and you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And thanks for watching.